I wonder if it's been necessary for any of you to course correct in the course of your lives. The term I use is add your lane. When it became necessary for me to leave academia over a decade ago, I had certain expectations that I thought would happen or that I would be able to make happen. And most of them did not happen. It didn't work out exactly the way I had planned. The move was necessary and was in many ways wonderful. The challenge was what I thought would happen didn't. And a close friend and mentor fairly early on gave me some of the best advice. And I was contemplating going back to school. I was contemplating all kinds of things. And my friend and mentor said, you know, Erik, you don't need to do any of that. You just need to add a lane. And immediately, the metaphor struck. Add a lane. I don't need to build a road. I don't need to tear everything down and start over. It's a question of adding a lane. And thus was born my business, my work in the subsequent nearly a decade and a half now, the Add Your Lane project. Now I changed add a lane to add your lane because I realized for every one of us, myself included, it's personal. And I haven't changed this, but the word lane is actually more accurately said as lanes. I've added a bunch of them, not just one. One maybe large one, but a bunch of them. Here it's very interesting. It's May 1st, 2023 here in Southern California, and it's raining again. We're having unusual rains, and raining on May 1st is a little unusual, especially after we've had a couple weeks of very nice spring weather. By the way, my name's Erik Forrester. I'm the creator of the Add Your Lane project, your next step strategist, and beginning this new chapter on YouTube with insights within and behind the Add Your Lane project. Now, I would also say that the word project initially came to me as project, as if it was going to be a new project for me, which was exciting and wonderful. And I quickly realized that, you know, again, being a musician and a drummer in particular, that project could be said project or project. There are different accented syllables that change things, that change the patterns. We're going to explore more of that as we go as well. So, Add Your Lane project. It implied to me maybe there was something I needed to project. I put that aside for a long time. And in fact, today, as you're hearing, I'm actually putting the project into practice. I've done some Facebook Live videos. I've done smaller videos. This is a new project that is going to have longer legs, as they say. Now, adding your lane may imply, especially if you live in a big city like I do here in Southern California, and we deal with freeways, although I'm having to drive them less, the idea of a lane may be that it's mandated by a map. No, the lanes that we're talking about, that I'm talking about, are manifested from your mind. In your mind, including your creativity, your spirituality, whatever belief system, whatever lights you up, and those elements will change through the course of time. You've heard me maybe speak about change and challenge and uncertainty, and how I glibly like to say, hey, let's dance with it. Well, I actually believe that. I practice it. Drumming, in a way, is dancing. And as we move forward here, I'm going to present some of these ideas, not just if you're a musician or for musicians. In fact, I think the paradox of this is through the language, for me, of music, I have now discovered all these other things that for decades of my life were in the back, were in the background. I knew they were important, or I felt they had some importance. Now they're coming to the front. So adding your lane, for me, adding my lanes has been a lifesaver. And I think, considering we're coming out of the what I like to call the COVID conundrum, more about that later, it's a good time for these conversations. So I welcome you to join me. These recordings will occur several times a week, and I look forward to continuing the conversation as I invite you all to add your lanes. Talk soon.